So when it comes to my company, the cost associated with quality improvement, I would say, would come most in recruiting and the level of player we're getting. Um, the cost of the improvement would be hiring um, two full-time coaches. Right now, we have two coaches that work full-time hours but are not full-time. They have to work other jobs on top of coaching. If the school really wanted to improve the recruiting process, they would have to go through with hiring two full-time coaches to work as assistants to the head coach, so they could have them on the road full-time year-round, not working other jobs to support themselves, and basically take recruiting to a new level, going to new areas, going to the West Coast, Arizona, Texas, Florida, multiple times in a year. Obviously, that cost would add up too. The cost of a full-time head coach at the Division I level is in the neighborhood of $50,000 to $100,000. At the Division III level, I think you could get away with it for about $30,000 a year plus benefits. Is the biggest part of that. And then on top of that, the cost of your recruiting budget. Right now, our recruiting budget is about $5,000. You would have to raise that significantly to get it to the level where we would need it to be to go to certain recruiting areas to recruit multiple times in order to gain true interest from the players there, not just taking basically the players who what we would consider need a home. The ones who maybe couldn't get into another school, or the ones who had some sort of issue during the recruiting process. Instead, you'd be getting, some of the better players from those markets. And then the improvement with time and effort, of course, it would increase. You'd have basically your head coach on the road full time as well as two assistants, and that's where the compensation comes in. You would have to compensate them for the work that they're doing, and the time and effort would go up in regards to recruiting, but I think it would be appreciated by the coaches where they would be doing that instead of working other side jobs where they're still not earning benefits or anything like that. And the improvement would be perceived by the customers, which in our case are student athletes. They would see our faces getting out more and more to see them play, knowing that we're making the effort to get out to, whether it be the West Coast or down south, wherever it is, in the middle of the country, to see them play, meet with them in person over and over and over again, in order to gain their interest to the school. So I think it would be noticed by them. And then upper management, I guess, would be considered the school and the upper levels of the athletic department. I think it would be noticed by them as well, and the success that the team would have on the field. Obviously, the higher level player you recruit, the more success you're going to have with good coaching, of course.